What's good, everyone? Welcome back to level 11. So today I wanted to take a moment to talk about 2024 as a year in gaming as a whole and my thoughts on what games I think will be considered my favorites. To clarify, this is not like a prediction list for Game of the Year for the Game Awards, for Jeff Keighley's Game Awards coming up. This is merely for me specifically, and what I expect I'm going to be enjoying the most as far as the games that have come out this year. So I'll just kind of get right into it. It's kind of, I'm going to be mentioning 6 releases here, half of which have already come out, half of which have not yet come out. So, of the 3 games that I think will be some of my favorites for this year that have released so far, the first I want to mention is Helldivers 2. I've had a really good time with Helldivers 2. I think it's a really fun game multiplayer-wise. It's sad to see the player base fall off as much as it has, but these live service games are pretty tough to get people to remain engaged with. I personally think that they just need to release that third enemy faction as soon as possible to give people a reason to get back into the game as soon as can be. Now, I hop on occasion still whenever I have friends online that are available as long as I'm available as well, granted. But, you know, I think it's a great game, and I love how they have gone about a lot of it. It's not perfect. They've had their problems with the game as it's come and gone with its release, but I still think Helldivers 2 has been a magnificent game to come out this year. The next game I'm going to be talking about as far as games that have released this year is Another Crab's Treasure. I did live stream this game recently, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. It was really creative. It was really fun. It was a little janky. I wouldn't mind if they worked on if they did a sequel. I wouldn't mind if they ended up giving this one an extra 9 months of polish, give or take. You know, there was just certain things that would just navigation and getting stuck sometimes and things like that I think they could work on. But it was a really creative, fun experience. The shell mechanic for the game was a very clever way to break the mold and stand out as far as the Souls-like genre. It kind of took a little Breath of the Wild DNA by doing that, and I thought that was really clever. So I really liked Another Crab's Treasure, and that may just make it onto my list of my favorite games for the year. My next game I want to talk about is technically not a full release, as it is an expansion, and you can probably guess what it is. It's Shadow of the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree, baby. A really good expansion so far. I'm loving it. I've barely gotten started, but, you know, I am enjoying it very much, and it is magnificent, and I can see this being one of my favorite releases of the year, even if it's not a full title. And I'm gonna say it. If Nintendo can consider Tears of the Kingdom as a full release, I can consider Shadow of the Erdtree as a full release. I think that's fair. And there's a lot of people who want Shadow of the Erdtree to actually be nominated for Game of the Year, and honestly this year's been slow enough that I can kind of see why, but, you know, before we jump to any conclusions, let me get into the 3 games that I expect to enjoy that have yet to come out this year. The first of those is going to be Black Myth Wukong. It looks awesome. It's not a Souls-like, which is fine by me. I love Souls-likes, but at the same time, I don't need every single game ever made from this point forward that I play to be Souls-like. I don't mind a little variety. This game's going to be a little bit easier, but the combat looks tight, the mechanics look good, the story looks intriguing and interesting, and the graphics, the visuals look magnificent. So I'm really excited for Black Myth Wukong. If I had to guess, if I were to actually guess which of these games I think, I don't know what's going to win Game of the Year. It's kind of tough. We'll see, but I'm kind of leaning towards Black Myth Wukong if I have to guess. Next game I want to talk about that is not out yet that I expect will be one of my favorites is Astrobot. I am so excited for Astrobot, you guys. I think that's going to be such a fun game. Even, just the shift in my tone right now as, my face is kind of lighting up as I'm talking about it, my voice as well, and I'm like, you know what, man, I am ready for some Astrobot in my life. That's going to be a good time. I am excited. I think that's going to be a really good game, you guys. I do think so. I think it's going to get nominated for Game of the Year. I'm not sure if it's going to win, though. I'll definitely nominate it for mine, for the channel, however. So I do look forward to Astrobot when it releases in early September. And the final game that I am excited for, that I do think will be one of my favorites, I mean, if anyone here, if you guys know me, you know me, it's The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I'm a Zelda fan. Through thick and thin, I'm a Zelda fan at the end of the day. I love me my Zelda games. I've shared some of my thoughts on the announcement and the unveil of this game, but at the end of the day, it's still a Zelda game. I'm still excited for it, and I'm still probably going to play it and, give it a pretty good review, or you know, shed it in a good light. So yeah, those are the 6 games that I think are going to make it onto my favorites of 2024. Helldivers 2, Another Crab's Treasure, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Black Myth Wukong, Astrobot, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So 2024 might not be the busiest year for big games, but you know what, there's still a lot of good stuff coming out, so let me know what you guys have enjoyed that has come out this year as far as games are concerned, and let me know what you're looking forward to for the rest of the year. Thank you everybody for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff, and we will see you all next time. Until then, keep leveling up everyone, and take care.